This might be both the first and last time that I ever do this on the channel, but today's video is going to cover everything in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. Everything. All 3 weeks in one video, sorted by category. I just had to do it this way because I had a thought enter my brain where I went, well, what if I was shopping for a powder? Then I would want to know what are all my options that will be 50% off in this sale. So yes, that is how I came up with this idea. And if you want to make the most of it, expand the description box below. I will have categories and subcategories. But I never want to talk about how long it took. I really want this to benefit you, so I hope it does. Feel free to screen grab. Feel free to comment. You know I absolutely love that on this channel. And if you find this helpful and you want to help support the channel, please feel free to use the affiliate link in the description box below to shop the sale. That helps you support this channel without spending an additional dime. I have a few more notes. As a reminder, always get your cash back. I personally check Retinol, Top Cashback, and Be Frugal, and I always go with the best price of those three. It's usually Top Cashback or Retinol for Ulta and Be Frugal for Sephora. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be a little weak on hair. It's my worst category. Did you know I just learned I have the most rare hair type of all? I guess it's called 1A hair. Yeah, apparently that's the most rare hair type of all. So I'm just not gonna be very helpful in the hair category, but I did sort everything to the best of my efforts. I will say it's nice if you are trying to spend those points that we earned in 10X Day, you know, get your cart up to $125 of items that are 50% off. Yes, you can spend those points that you earned in this sale, and we'll even talk about a perfect example of how to do that in today's video. I did take notes of the prices. I think a lot of it should be correct. I got a flyer in the mail that I was able to cross-reference for some items. There's a lot more listed online than is just in that flyer that Ulta sends out. Just so you know, looking at the price alone doesn't tell you everything. There's size variations. You use more of some products than others. How's that expression go? It's the motion of the ocean, right? Right? You know, when you have a wave crashing at you, you're going to need to reapply your sunscreen faster. I think that's what that means. Now, I haven't really given you much of a, what is this video? What is the 21 Days of Beauty? But I kind of assume most of you know. If not, products are on sale 1 day only. There are weekly deals, again, weekly steals as they call them, so some products will be on sale for a full week. But most items will be on sale for 1 day only. The sale usually starts at midnight Central Time and ends at 2 a.m. Central Time. That's to allow for Pacific Standard Time. There is often a little 2-hour gap in there where you can get the previous day's items and the next day's. Wait, where's the present? Wherever the present is. This is gonna be a long video and I'm yapping, so let's go ahead and get into it. We're gonna start with skincare. You all probably know this channel is mostly skincare, although hilariously enough, I do have way more makeup from the 21 Days of Beauty. But the first category we will look at is cleanser. I have a star by my top pick. I really like that you can grab the First Aid Beauty cleanser at any point during week number 2. That is a very reliable cleanser. I think you'll like it kind of regardless of your skin type. If your skin is more dry, use a pea-size amount. If you're a bit more oily, use a little more. I do like all those options from Exuviance, but they're probably more expensive than they need to be, and I have tried the Tula Cult Classic. I wish they included the fragrance-free one. I just don't love the rose smell in that one. One more thing to note, the Origins Checks and Balances Frothy Face Wash is probably one of the most stripping cleansers that I've ever tried. I had to get to where I am today. I did not immediately wake up one day knowing everything about skincare, so true story. I actually thought that was a very good cleanser long ago because it left my skin feeling squeaky clean. Now I know that is not a good thing to look for in cleanser. Next category, exfoliating cleanser. I picked the Peach and Lily. That is a Korean exfoliating cleanser. You pour it into the palm of your hand. If you are familiar with the Dermalogica powder cleansers, that's what the Peach and Lily is. I'm a little bummed to actually see the Dermalogica is not here, but yeah, the Peach and Lily is a good option. It's a very gentle way to exfoliate, much more friendly towards your skin. The micro delivery from Philosophy, I will say that is a gigantic bottle, $16 for 8 fluid ounces. probably is the best value. It is going to have a little bit of grittiness to it, but overall, it is gentle. That is one for those who like physical exfoliation. And even though I am a big skincare enthusiast, I am not a strict chemical exfoliant type of person. I think what a lot of skincare creators miss is that not all physical exfoliants are the St. Ives apricot scrub. And last cleanser category, this is your makeup and or sunscreen removal. Not everyone needs this step. You will probably find this more beneficial if you wear a hard to remove sunscreen or heavy makeup. It's a very small selection here, but I do like that there's something for everyone. Cleansing balm in a tube, your makeup towelettes. I know. 2 types of cleansing oils from DHC and a micellar water. So you really have every option available. I had stopped buying DHC for a while because the CEO said some comments against Korean people that I did not like, but he has since stepped down. I am happy to tell you, so DHC gets my star. The standard deep cleansing oil is kind of a thick cleansing oil. I know they are also offering that one that I show, the water-friendly cleansing oil. I don't know what the difference is. I would love to hear from any of you if you've tried that alternative DHC cleansing oil. Let's take a look at toner. I am so impressed by the selection here. The only one that I would absolutely not try here is that Nude Sticks one. It just does not sound good at all to me. Citrus and exfoliants, no thank you. My skin type is too sensitive for that, but you have a lot of good options. The CosRX Snail Mucin Power Essence is a very deeply hydrating and nourishing essence. Used to be my favorite. I just kind of gradually moved away from it. Of course, the Indie Lee Coenzyme Q10 is my holy grail. I absolutely love that to this day. It's a simple spray toner, and it's such a joy to use. It is such a fine mist. It's a nice, luxurious glass bottle. Coenzyme Q10 is an antioxidant. You also have some hydrating ingredients in here, but overall it's light. It kind of works with absolutely every skincare routine. Just a very reliable product for me. I will say I pulled out my Beekman 1802 milkshake. I stopped using this because the problem that I had with this is as I got lower and lower in the bottle, I felt like the oily layer started really getting in my hair. You do, of course, shake this. I just wish it didn't separate so quickly. See how that oily layer is already going up? That's how I ended up with just more oils as I get to the bottom. I keep pulling from the non-oily layer here. It's almost like you gotta shake it in motion. Let's quickly go over devices here. So I have a very clear pick for you here, and it is the NuFace. That is also my best example in the entire world of how to be very wise in spending your Ulta points. I bought this exact device with my points. I spent $0 and I got the new NuFace Mini. I do absolutely love it. I think it's a fantastic microcurrent device. I don't like some of the other options included here. I don't actually have them because I just don't have a lot of faith in what they're doing, but I do have something similar. This wand has LED in it, but the thing is, this just isn't really how LED works. In terms of the research, if you really want the benefits that you see in these research papers, you have to replicate their conditions, right? And their conditions are not a low-level LED light being moved around your face. No, it's a full face mask. So I tend to think that this type of device, while it does feel nice, it feels nice to use these, and I think that's why they get good reviews. I just could never recommend you something like that for the benefits of LED. And remember, with a lot of these devices, make sure you double check if you will have to keep buying things. You know, that Dermaflash, you will have to buy those blades. With the PMD, you have to buy heads. And know that it's kind of difficult to find those at 50% off. So I would not impulse buy these. I would put a lot of thought into them. Make sure that you will use it. That said, I absolutely do love my NuFace. We have some masks. I put all of the eye masks on the bottom row. It's still a little hard for me to buy those because they're so much more inexpensive on the K-beauty retailers, but I don't know what's going on with tariffs. So there's that. We also have those Peach and Lily ginseng collagen masks. That is that Biodance style. They actually sent me some of those. I think I failed at ever sharing them on the channel. But yeah, if you like that category, the masks that you sleep in, that is what those are. I don't have a favorite pick though, to be honest, out of this section. I wonder if what it is I choose to use my new face in place of masks. It could be something like that. We have some Acne Care here. I picked out as my favorite the Kate Somerville. That is a 10% sulfur product. I will be trying the one from The Ordinary soon. I know they released a product. Curious to see how it is, but I can tell you, the Kate Somerville absolutely is an incredible product. I hope sulfur is finally going to get its moment. It's a great ingredient for acne-prone skin. And of course, we have the hydrocolloids from Peace Out. That's your thinner and thicker ones for day and night. You have a Bacne spray from Dermalogica. Again, the sale, it's like they have one each of specific items. Let's talk about sunscreen. As somebody who has very sensitive skin, I just have to be honest with you that this selection is extremely underwhelming to me. I looked at the ingredients and the brand, and I picked my favorite based on the highest SPF in a reliable company. So yeah, I'm gonna say those two options from Murad. I do know some people like the Supergoop Mineral Matte Screen, and the Kopari is a nice option. It's just only SPF of 30. Technically enough, but only if you actually apply enough product. And then we have some SPF 23 in here. That Lancome has an SPF 15 option. I would not recommend those as sunscreen. Murad gets my vote, but all I can tell you is I just really hope we get access to the new filters. Let's talk about some eye care. I picked the Beauty Stat Universal C Eye Perfector. I am so excited that that is in the sale because they reformulated it so that it is a better product than they had first released. They dropped the price, and now it's going to be 50% off. So if you missed me talking about this, it is a 5% ascorbic acid eye cream. I feel like that's such a smart level for the delicate under eye area. They removed those essential oils. It is just a breeze to apply. Has a nice kind of pink tint to it as well, but it's not too much. You won't see it like a color corrector. I will say I'm curious about the Dime Serum. I guess that's a newer release. And I will say the Tula is a nice heavier option if you're looking for a night cream. I kind of was hoping to see the Kiehl's, but I guess, again, it's just such a different sale. We'll cover neck care really quickly. The Strivectin is your only option. Do you need a separate neck serum? No, not necessarily. But if you want one, there is an option available. Now let's talk about some serums, and I've got 3 categories here. Well, 2.5 categories. Out of anti-aging serums, we do have the Clarins Double Serum, which is a product that I will only ever get at 50% off. I did like it. I liked Double Serum back in the day, but I guess I feel like there are so many options at this point that I just personally would not repurchase it. That is not a typo on the Perricone MD. It actually is absurdly expensive. I decided to go with, as my pick, that Anti-Wrinkle Peptide Plump because I did get that one in PR and I did actually finish it. I liked it enough to finish it. Again, super expensive at retail, but 50% off, it's still expensive though. It's still expensive. I just want to say, I still think there are a lot of incredible options in K-Beauty and in some of our more affordable brands, for example, Peach Slices. So that brings us to brightening serums. Speaking of more affordable serums, you will see that I picked the Proactive 10% vitamin C serum. I looked at the ingredients. I like that it's fragrance-free, 10% of that ethylated ascorbic acid. Yeah, it looks like a good option, and $14 is not bad at all. And then I decided to do retinol as its own category. You can see how, I guess, Ulta thought the same way. You're really just going to want to pay attention to 2 days if you are looking for retinol products. And I'm going to pick the Kate Somerville. A long time ago, I tried Kate Somerville, and I will say it was that line specifically, the eye cream in particular, that I just really liked from Kate Somerville. Personally, I do use adapalene. I know a lot of you use tretinoin, so that's why I didn't want to spend too much time here. And I hear a lot more people using retinol. You know, we've got great options from brands like Geek and Gorgeous. Nonetheless, some people are still looking for retinol, so here are all of the options available to you in the 21 Days of Beauty. And then we'll talk about some moisturizers. Here are light moisturizers. I have a dry skin type, so I will not be as helpful at telling you how these are. In fact, I have tried none of these, but if you are a person who wears light moisturizer, feel free to share in the comments if you have any particular favorites. Creams are much more up my alley, and I have to say, I am actually really excited about the Ole Henriksen Strength Peptide Moisturizer being in this sale. That is a beautiful, heavier, but not heavy cream. It's one of those where I actually think probably everyone could like it. Alternately, I liked the Fresh Rose cream, which really surprised me. I don't like the smell because I'm not a fan of rose scents, but they did do a good job on that moisturizer. And then we have a couple of brightening creams. I got that one from Peter Thomas Roth, but I haven't used it. It's got so much going on in it that I'm scared. Glycolic acid is towards the beginning of the ingredients list. I don't know. Comment if you've tried this. It's embarrassing to sit here and say, oh yeah, the brand sent me that, but I still haven't tried it. We have a few night creams here. I picked Elemis. If you're an OG, you might remember that I did an Elemis trial and I was actually really blown away by the results. You know, I say this all the time, but I don't necessarily think it's the magic of Elemis. I think it's the ingredients. And I think that there really is something to algae in an anti-aging sense. That said, the brand is very expensive. Yes, that is the price at 50% off. But listen, I splurge sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes. If you feel like splurging, that's a good option. If you want affordable moisturizers, there are plenty out there. Are you ready to talk about the fragrances included in this sale? I am beyond excited. I have never seen a 21 Days of Beauty with this much fragrance. Maybe it's a trade-off for less skincare and makeup, but I don't know, I'm still excited. With fragrance, I don't think it's something where, you know, I just say, oh, this is the best objectively. No, it just doesn't quite work that way. Vacation is my favorite summer scent. They're gonna have all three for $30 in this sale. Very hard to beat, although I didn't like the other ones. There's that. This is the beachy one that smells a bit floral and rich. If you don't want to spend too much money on a fall scent, this one from Philosophy, the Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere is a great option. I just wish it wasn't so linear. That is kind of true of both the Sniff Vanilla as well as the Nemat Vanilla Musk, but I did layer these two today. And while it is basically just vanilla, layering these really work to extend the scent of both of them. Dime, the 7 Summers included, is it's an offshoot of the BR540, the Ariana Cloud. Ellis Brooklyn's Myth, I bought this in the 10X, the little mini size. This is good if you do want something that's a little more mature. It's not your candied middle school type of fragrance. And my personal absolute favorite is Taka. I am so excited to see Florence. It's just the travel size. Florence is heavenly. Florence and Vacation are my top picks, but let's take a look at the whole list. Here's part 1. I haven't tried the Marc Jacobs. I do think all of those bottles are adorable. We've got some Mugler included. We've got Yves Saint Laurent, and then for part 2, this is what I am beyond excited about, is all of those body mists that I put at the end there. I am definitely going to try the Beekman 1802 Milkshake Body Mists, and probably the Kopari as well. Not probably. I really want at least the coconut cream and the pink guava. I am just beyond excited to see those included in this sale. Let's move into by far my biggest category, which is makeup. It's such a strange sale in a lot of ways. I mean, they have a ton of foundation products and 2 days of brow options. Two days of brow options is a wild sale. Okay, let's jump in. But I guess let's just go ahead and start with those foundation. I actually had to split the foundation into 3 categories. We'll start with lighter coverage. Smashbox's Halo is so good and so underrated. It feels really light on, but also feels a little creamy, great on my dry skin. It's got a little bit of a glow, but not too much. Really easy to work with. In the medium coverage category, I have not tried REM's Sweetener Foundation, but I am tempted. Laura Mercier is priced correctly. That's a nice foundation, but $52. And that Urban Decay, I actually do think that's a good product. I think that it was terribly misunderstood. Do not let powder touch it. It doesn't need powder. It is a waterproof foundation, and I feel like just use the tiniest amount. And then a surprising amount of full coverage options. I actually have to give it to the Lancome. I was truly surprised by how nice that looks, even on my more dry skin. It Cosmetics is always fooling people with that CC cream. Yes, that is absolutely a full coverage foundation. We have a few concealers. I do want to let you know that Lip Tinted is actually a very good concealer. Back when I first bought it, I did not like the applicator, but they changed it. I still have this to show you. I am shade 20, by the way, wearing this one today. Why the heck did they do this? They had a brush, most wild thing, but don't worry. It is now just a standard dofa applicator. I will say I used the Bobbi Brown Skin Corrector Stick today. I don't know if that's included or if it's just the concealers, but this is really nice if you want to just go very light. I cannot get over how much primer is included in this sale. There's so much. I put a star by the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, just so you know. I probably should have picked another one in addition, just to prevent confusion here. But I kind of feel like that might have been me starring this, so I don't forget that I actually need to buy another one of these. It's about time. And there's a lot of primer options. Primer, of course, is optional. Not everyone needs primer, but if you are looking to blur, if you're looking to minimize pores, that's when you might want to look into primer and just kind of see if it helps you out. You would think that I would like the primerizer more because I do have dry skin, but I actually have to say I prefer the original photo finish from Smashbox. It's your standard silicone primer, but that's why I like it. I can press that into my pores, minimize the look of pores, smooth my skin. So little powder in this sale. You get It Cosmetics or Tarte. That's it. At least you've got one option for a pressed if you want it. I still cannot get over, I guess powder, I guess it's not that big right now. For setting spray, please know I grouped together everything here. Not all of these setting sprays are created equally. As far as I recall, the Iconic London and the Dibs should both be more of your hydrating sprays that you use to blend together your blush, bronzer, contour, powder. The Pore Eclipse Spray from Milk is actually an alcohol-free makeup extender. That said, I pulled this out and this is a product that I did get in PR. I was over here going, where did it all go? And then I realized this is just a very, very small amount of product, 2.87 fluid ounces. You go through this so fast. I like it. It's alcohol-free, good, alternative to something like Charlotte Tilbury, but so small. We have a lot of bronzer. I pulled out my old Too Faced, and I'm wearing that in this video, but otherwise, I really don't know if I have a favorite here. I think I might actually pick up the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzing Stick. That or the RMS. Let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts on those. Otherwise, as you may know if you watch this channel, I'm not that big of a bronzer person. I am much more of a blush person, and we have some incredible options. Those Laura Geller blushes are so... When did those come back? When did those come back to Ulta? Those are really nice. If you like the Kosas blushes, that's the same general idea. Laura Geller did it first. That Urban Decay blush looks gorgeous and only $12. And I put a star by, this time, the one that I want to get, the Nabla Close-Up Blurring Powder Blush. I cannot attest to this, but if it is a true blurring powder blush, that's really trendy in K-beauty right now and really gorgeous. So that's my wish-listed product there. Let me know if you have tried it, if I'm right to want to pick that up. And note that Urban Decay Face Bond collection also includes a highlighter. I think I'll skip the highlighter though. I have a lot of liquid highlighter. The Anastasia looks beautiful, but as you may have noticed, I've included some brands in this that are in the sale, but I don't personally buy from anymore for reasons. I put together some multi-face products. I want those lip tinted. That is 2 bronzers and 1 blush, according to the brand. Those look so pretty. I do have the Iconic London. I am wearing that in today's video. It is gorgeous. It just also has that packaging that the Patrick Ta blushes have. I mean, look at this. It's so pretty. Look at how pretty it is. But all the fingerprints. Why do these brands do this? Oh, and just so you all know, that is all of those Benefit tints in week number 2, if you are interested in those. All right, we have some eyeliner. I put the liquid eyeliners on the bottom there. Neither of them are my personal favorites, but I don't know. I feel like I'm looking for a new favorite liner. All my favorites actually are Sea Beauty. And again, I'm worried about tariffs. All the gel eyeliners included also, I don't know. I don't know. This is actually one where I would love your input. Brow, a very small selection. I do like Precisely My Brow, but be careful. I just feel like there's not good cooler toned options. That's why if you watched my 10X haul, I talked about getting the Bobbi Brown Gray Blonde. I just need that shade. Sephora actually has a good option too. Then we have a bunch of mascara. I recently told you all I am done with non-tubing mascara. And I'm gonna say that Win Beauty is a very good option. I'm confused though, because this is already on sale. Maybe not at the time I'm filming. Maybe they take it off sale before the sale starts, but yeah, it's been 50% off for a while. I'm worried about the brand, actually. There's 2 more tubing mascaras though. Feel free to give input if you've tried these. From Grande Cosmetics, $12.50, and then from Tarte, that Tartelette XL for $14. If you went back in time and told 2018 Alice that this would be the selection of eyeshadow in the 21 Days of Beauty, I would never believe you. 2 sticks, glitters, and those tiny little eyeshadow palettes, that's it. This one I actually have a word of warning. I did not like the Half Magic at all. I bought it in a past 21 Days of Beauty. I didn't bother with returning it, but I never reached for it. I do actually like the IT Cosmetics Superhero No Tug Shadow Sticks. That's the first one shown on there. These are good. They're good. For me, I need an eyeshadow stick that is not going to look cakey. I need one that's gonna blend after I apply it, and then that's gonna wear for a long time. My holy grail is Bobbi Brown, but these were not bad. These actually pleasantly surprised me. Not gonna pick any up, but I was happier with them than I expected to be. Because I've tried some that just really seem to emphasize dryness on my eyes. I'm also wearing the Rim Beauty, what is this one? This is Baby Doll. Wearing this today. It's tiny, but it is cute. It is cute. I grouped together all of the lip gloss. My personal favorite out of these is going to be the About Face Lip Butters specifically. I think those are really nice. You get good color options. They glide beautifully, and look at the price point. About Face is already more affordable, and it's going to be $7.50 to $9 in this sale. But lip care is personal, and there are a lot of options included. Just to let you know, I think that Half Magic might be available 2 days in the sale. It's currently also showing under the September 11th eyeshadows for some reason. Again, it could be a mistake, but just so you know. Then I put together lipstick and lip liner. I am wearing the Rabanne lipsticks. I just said it's amazing to get About Face products 50% off because they're so affordable, but it's also really amazing to get Rabanne. Rabanne's a luxury makeup brand, and their products feel luxury. I just feel like because they came out later than, you know, Dior, YSL, etc. I feel like maybe that's why it's been harder for them to get established as a makeup brand. We'll see how Louis Vuitton does, huh? But yeah, these are really, really nice. I'll probably pick up a few more myself. And of course, the Buxom Power line. You get a ton of products, so these really last. And then you also get a brush on the other side. By the way, it turns out this combo was incredible. Hush Hush Henna and Rabanne's famous lipstick in I think that's 118. Let's take a look at all of the brushes available. I have a lot of these brushes. I do have a favorite out of these, the number 77. Number 118, the Brow and Lash Styler. That is also a very helpful brush. I'm just hesitant to ever actually recommend it. I just feel like it's so hard not to poke yourself in the eye, you know what I mean? The Beauty Blender for $10, that is actually amazing. That brings it down to almost drugstore pricing. I'm tempted to try some of those Ulta brushes. Let me know if any of you already have tried those. And then I do have to admit, REM has a nice shape to that foundation brush on the 4th. And you only have 2 brush sets in this sale. I personally did buy the Your Superheroes travel makeup brush set in the past, and I do really like it. I've traveled with this a lot at this point. I like the convenience of it. The only thing it's missing is a blush brush. I feel like I have to use the powder blush as a blush brush. I wish we had a blush brush instead of these 2 eyeshadow brushes, but I do end up using one of these for highlighter. Great little eyebrow brush, your paddle foundation brush. Not everyone likes that. And then a nice concealer brush. I do like this set. Let's move into the hair categories. Now again, I did my best here, but I'm just not going to be that helpful with this, so I will put everything on the screen and you all can feel free to share thoughts. So here is part 1 of the styling products. The only thing I'm tempted to repurchase here is the Living Proof Full because of my hair type. That is a nice blow dry cream. It's not the most volumizing, but it's super easy to use. I feel like Living Proof is very beginner friendly. Part 2 here, the Color Wow Dream Coat Spray, it works. You just have to actually really coat every strand of hair. So keep in mind that's only the travel size in this. You'll go through it pretty quickly. But yes, it does actually work. I have some repair products. I am extremely tempted to try Sacred. Did not expect to see them already at 50% off. I don't know if that means confirmation of the economy. If Beyonce's brand is already 50% off, what does it mean? Olaplex 3 is a very reliable product. I do like Briogio's Don't Despair Repair Mask. And then a few more that I couldn't fit on page 1. I have not tried any of these, but you know the drill. Feel free to comment if you have. We have some hair color. This is the worst nightmare of any hairstylist watching this video. Well, not everything. Wella does have some toners included. The DP hue is gentle, but you know, your mileage may vary with dyeing your hair at home. When did Ulta get Clairol and Wella? I feel like I don't remember those being available at Ulta. We do have some hair tools included in the sale, so check these out if you are looking for tools. I will say I loved my Dry Bar dryer, but I actually did move on. I now use the Shark. And then finally, some shampoo and conditioner. I'm excited to see my Virtue products in this. Verb is a more affordable but good shampoo and conditioner brand. And finally, Ethic. Ethic Beauty is those little bars. Way better for the planet. I'm still not in love with those type of conditioning treatments, but it seems to work really well for shampoo. Oh, and then Scene is also a nice brand if you are in need of completely fragrance-free hair care. And we are actually coming to the end of this video. I'm gonna do my best with grouping these together, but this is where it gets a little awkward. We most definitely do have some Bodycare included, and Osea. I didn't like Osea for facial skincare, but I do like their body products. They're just expensive. So if you are like me and also like them, you might wanna watch the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty for 50% off, because yes, that is still a body lotion for $24. We have some self-tanner included. I cannot help you with this. Apologies. I do not use self-tanner. Not because I judge it, simply because I know that I do make tremendous messes with those. We have other, and I just want to make sure everyone knows, the Kitsch satin pillowcases are back. I stand corrected on those. I actually got one for 75% off, and you know, it's really good. I usually use the Slip Silk pillowcases, and of course silk is a type of fabric, satin is a weave, so I just didn't know what to expect from more affordable satin, but it is up there. This Kitsch brand did a very good job on those. Do you understand the price difference is massive between my Slip pillowcases and my Kitsch pillowcases, and yet I like both. Amazing. We do have some men's products included. I am very much unable to help you here. I am so sorry. But take note, most of it is on September 16th, and then there is a men's cologne as well. And the saddest frame that we have in this entire video is the nail category, which I'm so sorry, nail enthusiasts. You get just one nail, the OPI Gelament collection on Sunday, September 7th. I have no idea how it is. I only use press-ons at this point. But my friends, that's it. Was this helpful? I really hope it was. Remember, the sale starts with a preview on Thursday, and then it officially begins this upcoming Friday. I'm excited. I hope you're excited as well. I hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments section, are you interested in any of these products, or are you skipping? As you all hopefully know, there is nothing wrong with skipping if you are not interested in anything in this sale. As you know, there will always be more sales, but I'm definitely excited, ready to do some points hauls. And my friends, that brings us to the end of today's video. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you all next time.